Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Seeking Summons with Joe. Today I'm really excited to be heading somewhere a little bit different that I have never done before and something I've always been really interested in doing. I'm on my way to a blacksmith and I'm going to learn about forging and everything that goes into it. Super excited for this one. Come along for the journey. You're not going to want to miss this one. Today I'm in Northman Forge, and I'm here with the architect of the forge, Josh.
How you guys doing?
We are going to forge a couple of knives today. I'm going to see the process. I'm going to take you along for the journey. This is going to be an amazing event. I hope you learned something. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to get my hands dirty just a little bit here. Maybe swing a hammer. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe get a little hot. It gets warm in here.
Probably get a little hot with the forge, and we're going to get that fired up here in just a second. Putting the hikes and the travel to the side, and I'm trading that in for the forge. Before we get into it, Josh, tell me, what is the inspiration for being a blacksmith?
Man, I've always been fascinated by swords, historic builds. Like katanas was one of my first introductions to how impressive the skill of blacksmithing can be. Like taking raw iron and combining it with clay and turning that into a Damascus billet. So with given the modern tools and welders that are pretty much like $100 these days, you can get started pretty cheap. So in 2020, I just decided I'm gonna start making knives. Yeah, I mean, that got me into it. And Joe's been a really awesome customer. He's been getting custom orders from me and helping me stay busy. So really appreciate the opportunity to document some of the skill too. So
yeah, I first met Josh when I was looking for a custom chef knife. And you guys know I like to barbecue on the weekends and create steaks, so I wanted to have a really custom knife that nobody else would have. So did some searching and I found Josh on Instagram. By the way, what's your Instagram?
NorthManKnifeCo.
All right, so check out Josh if you haven't yet. It is a honor to be here. And first off, the forge that you've put together with all the tools and everything that you have here and how much knowledge you've accumulated is phenomenal.
It's just our family barn. We used to park a car right here, but I figure in the summertime we can park outside. We have 2 freaking extra bays. Why don't we use them and make some awesome stuff? And yeah, for 4 years now, I've just been forging away and staying busy with projects and custom builds, and appreciate guys like Joe that help make it possible.
So this really started when COVID hit.
Yeah, absolutely. It was out of just a fear of what am I going to do, because everybody's laid off for a couple weeks. It was literally during that couple week period where everybody was just landscapers couldn't even go to work. That's what I was doing at the time. So I just decided I have a roofing torch. I didn't have this beautiful double burner forge. Started with a roofing torch and just blowing fire at a piece of steel. And I had a hammer and I had a cheap anvil from Harbor Freight, but to be able to upgrade to actual blacksmithing tools, and I feel like I can compete with any bladesmiths on earth just in general with just the amount of skill it takes to get into it is besides the point. It's all about just being obsessed with what you do and being obsessed with what you make. Talking about obsession, what has been your passion project since you've started down this path? What's the one knife that is really your holy grail? Well, one that's been elusive and I haven't had the time. I would say I've had the time to start it, and I've forged a tip in, but full-blown claymore sword is the goal, and that's a lot of hammering. Without a power hammer, that's a lot of swinging the hammer, and yeah, I mean, it's a daily grind. You could put a couple hours in a day and you probably have a claymore in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, if I spent all day thinking about it, which I do. So eventually I'll be able to put those hours in and have my favorite new piece. But yeah, until then, focus on the custom orders, focus on the things that keep a business afloat. And yeah, just keep trying to be in business.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, your craftsmanship is seriously awesome.
Appreciate
I
that,
love
man.
checking out your stuff on Instagram and seeing all the new things that
Thank
you
you.
do.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting too to watch you evolve as a smith. Like I keep seeing new and different things, and you're
Thank you. Yeah,
you're
trying
always
different,
trying
the different stuff that I see from other makers,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely inspired by a lot of people that I learn from. Like some of the biggest makers don't even speak English on YouTube. There's some YouTubers that I watch. They don't speak a word of English, but I'm able to follow the process all the way through, and it's almost like there's a language to the smithing that transcends dictation. You don't need to speak it. You just watch it and understand it, and you can become better at a skill if you just do it and get out in the shop and be focused on something. So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to get to blacksmithing here.
Yep. Here's
Super
your hammer.
excited. Yeah. All right, everybody. We will catch you in just a few.
I'm gonna start heating up this lawnmower blade. This is what I get the oil hot with. It's starting to get a glow to it, so now I'll be actually going straight from here to the quench. I'm just getting this oil really hot. And that just changes the viscosity of the oil and makes it more liquidy, so that when I put your blade in to quench it, the water or the oil touches every surface of the blade and isn't like thick corn syrup.
It's not like cool spots versus hot spots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, creates no jacket, no bubbles. I got the trusty temp gun, and we still want that up to 120. So that's about pretty close.
Almost there.
You see, it's getting glowing red. See, when I leave it unattended, one spot gets hotter, but I really want it to be all evenly orange, so I got to stay moving
around in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay moving, constant motion. And this is also my last chance to get any bends out of the blade, so I'm going to hit it a couple times just to make sure it's straight as an arrow. See how it's evenly red, cherry hot right now? That's about the quenching temperature. But we want to go about 400 degrees higher than quenching temperature to thermocycle and relax the steel.
So Josh, how hot is it? Right. What do you think the metal is right now?
I think the metal is 1300 right now. Wow. And let me pull out the thermometer to test my theory, because I have no idea, honestly. I usually eyeball it like traditional style, but it's 1230.
Wow.
And it drops 70 degrees every time you pull it out, just because the air is so much colder than in there.
Right.
So we're almost to, we want this to be about 1400. And then we'll let it air cool over there. It's called thermocycle number 1. And I know that we're at that temperature when it's about as hot as the tip is right there. So the whole thing needs to be a little bit hotter.
So once we get that to about 1300 degrees,
yep,
we can take it out, and then when we tap it, what's our objective?
Just to make sure it's like as straight as you can possibly.
Straight as can be.
Yeah, as flat as the anvil is. Just a couple love taps. They're not hard hits to deform the metal or anything. And this is critical temperature right here. So I would let that. You can film this. This is actually cool because This is what every bladesmith strives for, is for the grain structure to be good. So you want to watch this blackness move evenly through the steel. So the black kind of wave will take over the blade and the red will get flushed out of it. Yeah, and sometimes a fan blowing helps speed it up, but because it doesn't need to be slow, you can kind of get that to happen quick. But yeah, it is moving really evenly. There's about like a 1/2 inch of all gray in the thinnest spot, which is what you want.
Yeah.
The thickest spot is still hot. And that just restructures all the grain and kind of opens it up.
Yeah.
And like allows it to, when it does get put in the water, all those grains tighten quickly. And if it was all unevenly heated before, then that's what causes lots of people to have exploding blades on Forged in Fire and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, the goal, we do have to wait for it to air cool, but some guys actually just speed it up, just swing it a few times. Yeah, and it's definitely back to gray steel, but it would not want to touch that. And I've made the mistake, as soon as it goes gray, I've had multiple work pieces going at once, and I just grabbed the nearest one, and it happened to be a gray, hot piece of steel.
Jeez.
But yeah, now we can just kind of let that sit for a second, and then I'll do this one more time, get that oil really hot. This one's going to be a really crazy quench.
Okay.
It's kind of going to explode. That's the cinematic element of bladesmithing. Yeah, and that oil is going to be well hot enough to last until we quench. And try not to bump into that, because that'll get your pants on fire.
Got it.
This thing's hotter than hell. Basically transferring the blow from the back right to that little piece, the horn of the anvil.
It's kind of cool how you're using the horn there to
get every little bit of this. You'd use every corner if you can. Get creative. And then when you're on the flat, as soon as you hit right here, everything on the bottom just translates. So really, you're using the hammer less than you're using the anvil. Slowly forming. Oh yeah, gloving up like Tony Stark.
All right, so what do I grab?
Grab these are the thinner ones, so this will give you like an easier chance at gripping the end of that thing. So you just grip the end, kind of.
Like this?
Yeah, got to be a little wider, and then once you're there, you just pull in and out of that white spot on the flame.
Oh, I see it.
All the way to the tip and all the way back. See, the tip needs less. See how hot the tip gets?
Yeah, really.
Keep the tip back there and get the whole handle.
Okay.
That's what the glove's for, to let you go in there further. So kind of get your hand near the flame.
I'm hitting the top. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, now let that handle soak a little longer too.
Okay.
You can even keep it there. Oh, that's all good.
My bad.
That needed to come off anyways.
Ooh, that's hot.
Is it getting your hand at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's toasty. Bubbly cauldron. And you stay moving so you keep that jacket from forming, so it heat treats. Because if an air bubble formed, that entire section wouldn't harden, but the liquid is hitting it the entire time. Now it's a perfect heat treat. You don't see all the flames and everything.
Yeah.
It's not important, because that's just for show, but in reality, this thing just got harder than steel. I mean, it is steel. What am I talking about? Got harder than a stone. There you go. About 9 seconds in there shifting, and then we dropped from 1500 to 300 in like 10 seconds.
You get those molecules really moving, and then
totally rearranged,
and then get them not moving.
And then you go into an oven and let it relax again, just slightly, for 4 hours. So, and then
absolutely amazing.
the way to test it real quick and show you that it's hardened is use a file, and you hear for the sound. Listen for the loud skating sound. Where dull steel sounds like this.
Got it.
Bigger than it. So this is completely, like I can't dig into that no matter how hard I try.
Yeah.
And if I drop this right now, it would explode into a million pieces because that's just what super structured, like when the steel is bonded that tight, a garage floor would just
Brittle.
blow it up. Yeah, it's brittle, so then it goes into the
hard
oven.
but brittle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now to the temper, but we'll let it cool down for a second.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick tour of NorthManKnifeCo Forge.
For sure, I would start at this shelf just because this is where everything starts. Basically, I start with things that I find or things that are given to me. Lots of people give me their lawnmower blades because when I first started, that was a budget way to get into grinding steel, learning how to shape blades. But when I got into using better steels, more high-grade steels to be able to last longer and just be a stronger knife in general, I got out of the railroad spike knives and out of the lawnmower blades and got into spring steels. So stuff like this.
Ooh, that's heavy duty.
You can forge
Jeez.
integrals. This is probably from somebody's F-150 or something.
Wow.
So I go to my mechanic and ask for old bars of leaf springs. They're obviously very popular in the knife world. 5160. It's a steel that could be forged into a sword, and you'd be able to literally slash it against a wall, and it would vibrate rather than break. So it's the benefit of using leaf spring versus lawnmower blade. And then yeah, this is kind of the rack where like in progress pieces go. Like this is a thick 5160 chopper that I'm making, kind of a competition style chopper. So it's made for mainly, it's going to be like for chopping rope and tennis balls, and then it has to be able to be still sharp enough to slice through paper. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one to heat treat. Got to make sure I get that right. And then yeah, there's in progress. I have a Damascus billet here. It's got like 14 layers. It's really not going to be visible, but maybe on camera I can see the layers here.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so there's about 14 layers that me and a buddy hammered on for like 2 weeks to get from a billet that was about that big smushed down into this.
Wow.
And yeah, eventually that'll be like a low layer Damascus knife. And then yeah, this is a spoon actually. Believe it or not, it started as a 1.5 inch by 1/2 inch. And then you start by just putting all the mass where you want it, and then eventually I can dome that out and make a pretty good sized spoon. And it'll be like a cool camping spoon. It looks ugly right now, but yeah. Lots of different options for making stuff, but once I decide on a project, it all ends up on the anvil and in the forge. And this is the one that we were working on camera earlier. Just putting some hammer marks in, getting everything defined where I want the handle to start, blade to end, and then we got the tip forged in, which is a lot of work.
So the pattern on there, Josh, what is that?
Yeah, this was an old farrier's rasp, and when you forge them flat, they look really like dragon scale. So the more I forge into that, the deeper every one of those grooves, it'll shallow out and look like just like folded dragon scales on top of each other.
That looks absolutely amazing. You can totally see the dragon scale design.
And then the hammer marks right here, they kind of warp it, make it look like kind of like a bend on a dragon's like neck or something. It just all looks so natural when it's done, and it all started with discarded farrier's rasps that would have just been thrown in the trash. So to be able to repurpose stuff like this and use it as my material is really like a blessing.
And it really is. I mean, you talk about recycle, reuse. I mean, there's nothing better.
Yeah, I mean, these are just hanging loose on abandoned railroads, and I'm not pulling them off a live track, so don't trace me down.
Right.
And then, yeah, and then this is an old missile container, because this is what I would need to be able to quench a sword. I need something very deep.
So when you make the claymore, you're already set. You're ready to go.
Yep, I have everything ready. I've had it for 2 years. It's a long process. So when this is fully forged and not 100 pounds and a lot lighter, it'll go in there, and hopefully I won't get any warps. And that's a future project, but all along with all the other ones.
That's awesome. And then what do we have here?
Yeah, this is a tree stump that I used an electric chainsaw to acquire. But yeah, it really reduces vibration from the anvil. It does move around, it drifts around the shop as I'm hammering, but the chain also helps stabilize everything and take some of that impact.
Makes sense.
And then I also forged this hammer holder on the side here, just make everything a little bit more shop friendly, a little bit easier to organize stuff and get to it quickly.
Awesome.
That's just a random bar of steel I just hammered into the log. So there's all kinds of shop upgrades you can do when you're a blacksmith. And yeah, this is the other dream, man. I don't think I ever showed you this, but this is literally like, that's the sword if I finish it. So it'll have a serious two-handed, but it's still a short broadsword style.
Oh, wow, nice. And then this is where you quench the knives?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's two quenching oils, mediums. This is called Parks 50. It's like a specialty knife quenching oil. You don't need to heat it up like we did but you can just take a piece of hot steel, dip it in it, and it will have less chance of warping, and you don't need it to be, because it's already a viscous liquid. You can see it's kind of like water, whereas this is oil. It's really like viscous.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll use that at 120 degrees, and you can quench anything the same way. It's canola oil. So, and then these are just some blades that scrap steel that I use to either heat up or cool down the oil. And then the gloves are a necessity. These keep my hands from getting ouchies.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're called ouchie. I don't know.
Nice.
And then this is like sort of where finishing happens. The grinding station, I sort of have like a temporary glue up station, but this is normally like the main workbench. And it's definitely a mess today, but it's a functional shop, so I'm happy with it. This is where I put all the pinholes and do all like the blade cutting out, because this is a metal bandsaw. It's usually for portable job sites, but I just have it in vertical mode and built a plate for it so I can just push any material I want through here and process it, get the shapes I need.
Good for the handle, yeah.
Yep, turning big blocks like big sheets of G10 like this. I process it on that. It's the best kind of bandsaw for it. And then these are just excessive amounts of materials that I've collected over the years. Got some really cool woods. These are from Australia. This is called tiger wood, or tiger myrtle.
That looks nice.
So it's a tone
really
wood.
Nice.
It's usually used on guitars. They usually book match it and make like a full guitar out of it because it looks like tiger belly pattern. But I'm thinking of doing a knife with like flute holes in it since it's a tone wood. So maybe have a knife that you can play the flute on. Figure it out.
A knife recorder.
Yeah. And then so this is my woods natural materials, and this is my micartas. Like I've already showed you the pheasant micarta, and then your micarta that's gonna go on your fighter.
Let's see that pheasant micarta.
Yeah, the pheasant micarta is really sweet. They actually layer Mexican blankets and like colored denim and patterns to make these patterns, which happen to look exactly like pheasant. It's really cool. Yep, and then there's just the basic micartas, but I'm really liking these fish. This is steelhead, it's called. And it's
just a rainbow trout that swam upriver.
It's so awesome.
That is really cool.
Just the fact that they're doing this with like a shoelace. Each one of those dots is a shoelace pulled through, and then a bunch of layers of fabric pressed together, and you get these awesome patterns.
That's so cool.
And that's definitely helping my knives stand out, because I've been making a lot of those trout patterned. I guess I could show this on camera now, probably. This is kind of what that ends up looking like.
There you go. Super nice.
Yeah. And then it's gonna take a real specialty knife to figure out what's gonna take this Ebach springbok horn. It almost does not look like it's from any planet we live on, but
it really doesn't. No.
Yeah.
That is gonna be either like a razor blade, or that's gonna be a really gnarly looking
chef's knife, cleaver. I don't even. Yeah. I mean, when you grip it, you could just, there's a finger groove for every finger. It feels so nice, like right there. I feel like this would be an awesome dagger.
We gotta try that.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's built for.
It's right here. That's for me.
Nature evolved for humans to use it as tools.
Wow. That's awesome.
All right. And then these are some in-progress pieces. Like this is my prototype, first folder ever, but it's obviously like kind of on the side project because they're a lot more complicated to make and maybe not worth what I can charge for them, but I could still make a few of them and probably.
Nice to know how to do it, right?
Yeah, it's always good to know the skill. It's just copper running on that. It's kind of a barbershop straight razor style.
Yeah.
And then this is a chunk of mammoth tusk. I always use every little bit of that stuff because it's a rarity.
Yeah.
And they dye and stabilize at colors, and obviously this project has gone to rust, but I'll get back to it at some point. And it's just a unique feeling knife too. Yeah, so this is kind of where like this is the graveyard of projects that I'll get to eventually.
There's a lot.
That's what that file looks like when you fully forge it. It really looks like dragon scales. Like, I really love how it looks.
Right there, especially.
Yeah, one side. I wish
I hope
both
the camera's
sides had
picking that up. That looks so cool. Wow.
Yep. Just a thin chef's knife that's probably not even going to get a handle. Just something you can take camping.
That's awesome.
And then your knife is in the oven right now. I think it just started raining, which is awesome. It's my favorite time to work in the shop.
So what temperature are we looking at?
We want that to be at 400 and it's at 320, so
okay.
If I had to adjust the time, I could do it for an extra half hour at 320. So this oven is what I do all my Kydex pressing in. I press sheaths with like unique Kydex materials, so I cut these to shape for each blade. And I have lots of different patterns, but yeah, you just press it with, this is actually just a hunter's butt pad, like a hunter
oh yeah, sure.
Since it's meant to obviously keep your butt warm, I figured it wouldn't deform with 300-degree Kydex, and it really is holding up compared to some stuff I've used in the past. And this is like a gardener's kneeling pad, and it works just as good, I'd say.
So you just heat those up and then they mold to the...
Yeah, heat it up at 300 degrees, and then it
Yeah.
becomes floppy. You put it in there, press it right around the blade, and then
Wow.
these things squeeze it down.
Very cool.
Yep. And that's the sheathing process. And pretty much everybody needs a sheath. That's one big thing I had to figure out is like, am I gonna be able to be a knife company if I can't figure out how to make something to hold it? Because if I can't make folding knives, which you can put in your pocket, I have to be able to make some type of sheathing.
Have you done any thought of doing anything in leather?
Leather, yeah, I have a couple chunks of leather, and I actually have like chunks of a wallet left over. My personal wallet is actually one I made. This is like the only leather project I ever took on, but just a riveted wallet that works good.
That's awesome.
And it was just to save me like 40 bucks on a ridge. I didn't want to get that. But it was also like a first attempt at leather working, so I still have some like chunks, and I can kind of use them. I can cut strips off and use it for the Kydex sheath as like a strap.
Yeah.
So there's lots of holster materials and stuff. Definitely in desperate need of organization. But yeah, man.
This one is really cool.
Yes, that was straight out of the front yard. I can't wait to see how this turns out because I did a black pour first, and then like the green pour is kind of shallow, so when you grind into it, it's gonna look like green galaxy all around that.
That is
And it's definitely some sparkly material.
That's awesome.
And then these are just pure copper knives, so like we've been working on steel all day, but you can make a knife out of copper. The purpose of it is specifically for gardening. If you have an herb garden, you just slice your herb stems with it, and you don't have to worry about it chipping or rolling. But if you use it for hard use, it's probably like a one use only.
Yeah.
You have to resharpen it.
Yeah.
And that's what this is meant to be too, an herb sickle.
Whoa, with the bone.
With the deer bone.
A deer bone, yeah.
Go right around a bunch and just pull that out. Good for flowers or, yep.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and then these are just a bunch of templates, designs. So like a really good chef knife design, I kind of have it in thicker cardboard. I like to reuse this one.
Yeah.
And then there's your knife right there.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah, and I definitely love just, on my iPad is where I design all these, and I just go to town on facets and coming up with things I'm gonna have to do on the grinder later.
It's such a cool design.
Yeah, I do love it. And this is gonna have an edge here on your blade. It's gonna have a false edge here, meaning it's not razor sharp along this, but it is thin.
Yeah.
But it will be razor sharp here and here, so it's a super puncturing, really like good self-defense knife.
That's really cool.
And I'll put holes in here, or you could definitely use the lanyard hole in the back for some type of paracord around your wrist, so it's just a
I love
secure
the
knife.
hole for the paracord.
Yeah, I like to do that on every single, anything but a chef's knife.
Yeah.
And even some chef's knives, depending on if you're a camper or, yeah, lots of camping people like to carry their chef's knives all around with them, I'm sure. I'm just dying to be able to have that kind of setup, but my grinder right now is all freehand. I do, like every bevel I grind, everything I do, I don't use jigs anymore. I just kind of stand by it and just push up against and do everything with my wrists, control it. But,
that throws a lot of sparks when you do that, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And if it doesn't, then you know the steel's not good quality. You need the higher carbon, the steel, the more sparks it throws. So that's like the dull end, but it throws more on the heat-treated spot than on the unheat-treated. See, there's a lot more sparks being thrown because this is so much harder. There's more carbon. Yeah, and then I do the handle shaping and all the metal grinding in like the same spot. So this is one of those fish pattern my car does, but right now it looks really dusty. Once you get to the higher grits, it starts polishing out and looking really cool.
Nice.
And then yeah, the biggest expenditure in knife making, and I know every other knife maker can agree, is belts. These are $7 a piece, and I've gone through thousands.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's or maybe hundreds, but yeah, definitely it gets expensive. But definitely it does the job. And this is like a very remedial like starter grinder. It's nothing. Most knife makers, they have a 2x72, which keeps things cooler. It's like double the size. This is a 42, so yeah, imagine double the length. You'd grind everything cooler, your grit would stay stronger a lot longer, and you could get a lot more done. But eventually, yep, that's the plan, is to upgrade the whole shop, turn the anvil station into a legit bigger anvil, this into a bigger grinder, upscale the operation. So
you mentioned the automatic hammer press.
Yes.
So how much does that cost?
I've never seen one online for less than $7 grand, and that's for like a really, like probably a cheap hydraulic press versus like a Little Giant power hammer, which you just step on and you control your Damascus billets. You can make crazy mosaic patterns. That's when bladesmithing turns into like a masterful art. Like you can make stuff that nobody on earth can make. So yeah, that's the barrier to entry. But right now I'm hand forging my Damascus, and it works for low layer stuff. Like I could show you one that I did out of This was just a cable from Kissing Bridge. Actually, believe it or not, thousands of skiers and snowboarders rode along this because this was the cable for the
Kissing
ski
Bridge?
lift.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
That's because I got to raid sort of their scrapyard and I found some cool stuff. And then you can kind of see it didn't laminate. So a power hammer, it would have made it a lot easier. But doing it by hand forging, it just wasn't hot enough and kind of has all these delaminations. But the Damascus pattern would have been sweet. You can kind of tell. But this one is just
you can really see the pattern in
that's
that
where
one.
I put my failures so I can see them every day.
Constant reminder.
Yes.
Yeah.
How to do better.
That's funny. Well, there's only 2 up there, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was a mystery steel a guy gave me. It was like another blacksmith, but he didn't really know that. Well, I don't want to say that. He just didn't know the grade steel it was, and when I heat treated it, it completely is soft. This thing doesn't throw any sparks, so I don't even know. It might be aluminum. And then yeah, then there's that's what a Damascus would look like that I would have forged together like this multiple layers.
Oh yeah, you can
of
see
steel.
the layers pressed.
Yep, and this was kind of like a delamination. It actually popped off here, but I still keep it. Another failure, but another reminder that you just got to do everything to it. It's a science. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. And the angle grinder does a lot of the cutting. Like this blade will get fully cut out by this thing. And getting into these grooves and stuff without messing up these curves is pretty tough, so.
I bet.
Yeah, so most of it gets ground to shape, but then yeah, I already pre-drilled those holes for the grip, so it'll be a little easier down the road. And then yeah, this is my take on a K-bar, and it's gonna be a really solid leaf spring knife also.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Very comparable to the one you're
I was
getting.
gonna say, that's a thick boy.
Yeah, yeah. If 2 Rambos went against each other, I would say yours would win still though, because it's got the double.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Awesome, man.
That's the forging, sure, that's the finishing section.
This is really, really cool. I feel like I've learned a lot already just to see the process from just the blank steel and how you work with that, going all the way to getting a template, to grinding that template out.
I mean, it's the choosing what you want to do, like what you want to turn, what you visualize as becoming a knife. Like if I decided I wanted to cut these into little sections and put them in a canister, you could absolutely make a Damascus out of anything that's hardenable steel. So all this material is absolutely functional as knife making steel. And when you become a knife maker, you feel like you can just feel that heavy duty steel.
Pick something up and be like, oh yeah,
that's a knife.
Yeah. That's a knife.
Yeah. And then there's this cable right here that's for sure gonna become nice when I have that power hammer or press or whatever I have. I have to clean it up really good.
Yeah.
And then you can just press 4 of these together and make the craziest, most intricate pattern.
That's super cool.
But yeah, it's a dirty-handed job.
Man, well, here's to getting the power hammer. That sounds like it's going to open up some new doors
Absolutely.
for you. And to think that you just started this really just 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And the processes that you already have in play.
I would say 3 of those years were me not being in business and still learning the craft. And then the last 2 years, I've been fully like taking custom orders and talking to people, and that evolves everything, because then once you start taking custom orders and things that you didn't plan on building, it opens up new things that you didn't know you could make. So I've made 5-in-1 tools. I've made hooks for people's walls. I've done like traditional blacksmithing stuff that I didn't think I would get into when I started. But then yeah, you definitely end up making blade shapes you never thought of doing, because people ask for like a karambit they can carry. I've had some police officers commission karambits that they literally carry in duty. So yeah, it's nice to be trusted by the community that my knives are high quality.
When you talk about the community, how do you get the word out? I mean, obviously the socials, right, with Instagram, but like how else do you? Any
shows that I can get a hold of in the Western New York area. I just like finding craft shows and meeting all kinds of people around me, because I tend to run into people that do laser Cerakoting or laser operations, and that helps me evolve my knife making, because there's people who I never would have expected could help evolve the knives to look cooler. Like, you run into somebody who does laser engravings on people's phones and stuff, but then it ends up that I just get awesome custom laser engravings on the knives. And yeah, it's just those type of mutualisms are what I really like about doing community events.
Connections. And,
absolutely.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like then your custom orders and like things that they evolve because you just feel like grateful to the people who ordered something. You want to make it better each time. Yeah.
So for anybody that might be watching this video, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a knife?
Oh, you go to my Instagram, NorthManKnifeCo, and then my Etsy, I just changed to Northman Forge. So just simple Northman, all one word, and then Forge. Yep.
All right, there you guys go. If you're looking for a new knife, you're gonna see my new knife on the channel. You've already seen my chef knife, so super excited for this. Northman Forge, we're gonna head out of here.
Can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Josh, it's been an honor, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Super
Absolutely.
appreciative of the tour. I feel like I've gotten a full crash course, like a college
that was
education
definitely a crash course,
on the forging process. This is hard
work. Now you
work.
can go home and get all the tools and start one yourself.
This is legit hard work. I tell you what, I sweated and I didn't even hardly do anything.
Yeah, we just stood around the forge, and yeah, it's definitely a heated experience, and yeah, it takes some will to be in here all day.
That's awesome, man. All right, everybody, I'm out. You guys have a great one. If you want more content like this, hit the like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate all the growth that my channel's gotten. We're over 1,000 subscribers now. I'm super happy for that. Here we go. Thanks, guys.